You're listening to The Pete Sheppard Show.
Oh, it's good to be back.
Stick handle away from Kachuk. With gap by Ekblad. Bennett with Verhage. Bennett drags it, moves it. He scores! What a goal! Sam Bennett brings the house down. 2-0, Florida.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Somebody's going to talk about hockey because ESPN sure as hell doesn't in their morning shows. But good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Monday edition of the Pete Sheppard Show, the day after Mother's Day. How is everybody doing today? Man, we got a lot to discuss. A horrific day in the NBA yesterday. Some of the most pathetic games I've ever seen in my life. We're going to break it all down. Celtics ready to wallop the Knicks again tonight. You know what's coming. The Maple Leafs are choking away the series like I thought. The Panthers. Dallas wins as well. And we got an MLB rundown. We got Miss Maine runner-up pageantry to talk about. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. The Florida Everblades down here. Back in the finals again. Or they're going to be in the semi against the North. They won the Southern playoffs once again, trying for their fourth straight Kelly Cup. Wow, in the ECHL. They have done an amazing job. Coach Brad May and company, unbelievable. Welcome to the Pete Sheppard Show. We've got a drought going on here. We finally got some rain here in Southwest Florida, about 1.5 inches. I saw a picture of the Everglades earlier today. Was frightening. If you look on my Facebook page as I preview the show, Matt Devitt got a picture from a fan, a great picture, Angel. You got to see it. And Angel Martinez, we welcome in it early, was a little worried that because he had some Wi-Fi issues up there. Going to be a lot of rain in the area today. I don't know if you guys got as much as we did overnight. I slept right through it, apparently. But welcome in Angel Martinez. And wait till you see, only in Florida, at one of the airports down here in Southwest Florida, can you see an alligator on the tarmac going down the tarmac? It's on my Facebook page, Angel, if you want to punch up the picture. Absolutely hysterical. One of those only in Southwest Florida would you ever see anything like that. But thanks for checking us out across the video platform here on the Coastal Sports Network, Twitter, X, following me at PShep326 on our Facebook pages, on YouTube, Kick, Rumble, CSN Florida, LinkedIn. Call or text the show 727-858-6650. And also our great app, SR1029 The Game, SR102.9thegame.com. Anyway, what a day, what a weekend. Hope all you moms out there had a very happy Mother's Day. We had a great weekend of Mother's Day yesterday and also the day before. As a lot of you know, if you saw my Facebook post, my really good friend Dave celebrated his 70th birthday, and all of us, a whole bunch of couples chipped in, and we got, thanks to Phil Castanetti over at Sports World in Saugus, Massachusetts, and got Dave, because he has everything. I mean, he and his wife Maria are wonderful people. They're some of our best friends that I've ever had, and along with everybody else that was there. Brian, Mary, Jim, and Kim, and a lot of others that were there. Darlene and Kurt, and Cindy, Paul. We had a great time. But what do you get for the guy who has everything? So we got him a very rare autographed Bill Russell jersey. Bill Russell did not do a lot of autographs in his career. He would always say, "I'll shake your hand, but I won't sign anything." So this was a rare treat, and it was great. And he was quite surprised, I think, and loved it, which it made us all feel great. Anyway, getting back to sports and everything else. Well, yeah, check this out. I put this picture on my Facebook page. Thanks to Matt Devitt and Wink News, by the way, down here in Southwest Florida. That is at the airport. The alligator. He's actually headed to a pond. There's a pond in the back of the tarmac over there. And but I mean, that is not something that was superimposed. That's That's Southwest Florida, right? Right, Angel?
It is. Listen, even Gators have places to go. Thankfully, they have a different boarding type of pass for them not to go anywhere else. But yeah, it's only in Florida. You see them on 75. You see them on the local roadways. It's insane how these Gators are like, listen, I own this joint. You guys are just borrowed folks around here. And you had a lady, what was it, last week, where the Gator rang her doorbell, and thankfully she didn't answer because she had a ring doorbell, but it was two of them. Like the first was like, don't worry about it. I'll get the door. You get her as soon as she opens up the door. But it's nuts. We've had a ton of rain, which we definitely needed, which is definitely
last night, but we need a lot more.
Oh no, listen, it's been raining here. Doug says, morning guys from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Good morning, Doug.
Hey, Doug, good morning, man.
But no, we've had rain since Friday. Saturday we had a monsoon / mini what do you call it, microburst. So we've had all kinds of crazy weather over the weekend, so it's been
but we need more. It's the biggest drought in Southwest Florida since 2001, so we're going on 24 plus years, and it is, I mean, I'm telling you, anybody out there, if you're barbecuing, if you're outside at all and you have any type of grill or anything that could cause a fire immediately, just be careful, because I'm telling you, we need like a good 3 or 4 days of steady rain to get everything going. All the ponds are still dry, way down. The Everglades looks like a desert. I mean, it's probably impacting the businesses with those boats, that go on the tours and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really bad. It got a little bit better yesterday, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, when last we spoke, Angel, I don't even know where to begin. I'm going to start with the Florida Panthers, because you would not think the National Hockey League existed if you watched ESPN this morning for the first hour. I mean, absolutely not even a hint. Instead, we talk about how fucking pathetic the NBA was yesterday, and I mean pathetic. And thank God I didn't watch the games on my phone. I watched some of the Red Sox, and they beat Kansas City 3-1. We'll get into all of that. Angels Phillies last night, nice win. Was it Schwarber had a couple of home runs last night on ESPN. We'll get to the highlights of that. Oklahoma beating Denver yesterday, 92-87. The score was 17-8 at the end of the first quarter. Absolutely condominium fest of bricks thrown up. And then Indiana was up by 41 points at halftime on Cleveland. 41 points, they won by 20. Just embarrassing. What a disgrace. And not to mention the fact that you had Denver playing on Sunday afternoon, fairly early after an overtime win on Friday night. Who scheduled this shit in the NBA? You had the Celtics and the Knicks on at 3:30 in the afternoon instead of the Pacers, or instead of Minnesota, in that series. And just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And outside of those, I guarantee you, outside of Oklahoma City, Denver, Indianapolis, and Cleveland, nobody, people like me, you got to watch some of it or most of it, which I did. But you're not watching if you're outside of those markets, you are not watching those games. They were awful. They were awful. Meanwhile, the Stanley Cup playoffs continue to be unbelievable yesterday afternoon, day and night. So congrats to the Florida Panthers. Here, down 2 games to none, Angel. Like I said, here comes the pain, Toronto. I mean, you got a little lucky with Ottawa with all those overtime wins. A couple that you could have lost very easily. But this series, the Panthers come storming back. Brad Marchand, the ultimate Maple Leaf killer, scores the overtime goal a couple nights ago, and then they come back yesterday and get the shutout from Bobrovsky and win by a score of 2-0, Angel. And here is if we could, because I gotta stick with my hockey boys, because no one else is talking about it. They'd rather sit there on ESPN in the morning and talk about shitty NBA games. Okay, shitty NBA games instead of they have no idea that the Stanley Cup playoffs were even going on, even though they carry some of the games. It's totally embarrassing. The game of the day yesterday was this one between the Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Absolutely. So if we could scroll down, then we'll tell you about what happened. Right under awful announcing. This is the second goal that I just played. Actually, before you play that, Angel, I'm going to play the first goal. Here, I got the audio of that, and then we'll play that second goal video. You see it, right? Yes. Hang on a second. We'll get to that in a second. I will. Here's the first goal yesterday. Carter Verhaeghe on the power play. Oh, not the power play.
See if they make any plays from the goal line out. Give Toronto a different look. Set play. Kachuk, Verhaeghe. Jones hammers it. Shielded by Wall. A chance they score. It's Carter Verhaeghe on the back door. And Florida breaks the ice. What a tremendous pass here by Matthew Kachuk to Carter Verhaeghe.
Was a power play.
5-on-3, and then there's the quick pass. Jake McCabe knows this puck is coming in front of the net, and he just misses it, and no chance for Wolf.
A quick puck movement by Kachuk. That makes the whole play. Doesn't allow Toronto to react in time.
All right, so that made it 1-0 Florida in that one, and that didn't. That happened in the second period. I mean, in the power play in the first period, and then there'd be no scoring by anybody. Wall was very good; he had 35 stops for Toronto, but Borowski was got his fifth career shutout, I believe. And here is the goal that sealed it for the Florida Panthers in the third. Great call by John Forsland on TBS.
Oh, hang on. It's paused.
Tavares, Nylander, stick handle away from Kachuk. Good gap by Ekblad. Bennett with Verhaeghe. Bennett drags it, moves it. He scores! What a goal! Sam Bennett brings the house down. 2-0, Florida.
At the blue line, and then Bennett, as the turnover goes, quick transition, and the patience. And so you talked about the pump fake on Wall, who's so aggressive. Well, Sam Bennett does exactly that as he outweights it, but it starts with a great play, holding their own blue line, and then back the other way, as the Panthers able to extend their lead.
Yeah, great stuff there. Great call, John Forsland, Eddie Olczyk as well. Now, if we scroll down there, I don't have my full analysis coming up in a second for this one, because I think the Maple Leafs are in big trouble. Like I said, I'm not surprised at all. If we could scroll down a little bit. At the end of the game, where is it? It's scrolled. It's down a little. Okay, you're going to have to scroll down a little ways. Right under the Brad Marchand comments, which we'll get to. Happy birthday, Brad, yesterday. Under awful announcing, there's two of them I want to play. Not the BR Open Ice one. That'll be the second one under awful announcing. This is at the end of the game. Max Domi channeling his goon of a father, Ty Domi, back in the day. At least Max could put the puck in the net. But this was unbelievable. I expect a suspension is going to be coming for Max Domi for this. Here's what happened at the end of the game. Recklessness by the Maple Leafs.
Toronto, the defending champions, come home. 9 seconds left here in regulation. Heavy hit on Barkov, and it all breaks out. That was Domi on Barkov. The arm went up right away. There was still time on the clock, I believe.
That's Nylander. I'm going to get him next month.
Well, Paul Maurice over here talking to Francis Sharon, saying that was deliberate. That was a deliberate tracking play. All right, now both benches.
You're absolutely deliberate. Eddie Olczyk with the
There was a
commentary.
big hit on Ekblad as Nyes and Kachuk continue to bark at one another.
Well, Kachuk's telling Nylander he's going after him next game, and then Nyes is saying, what about me? So temperature's going up in this series.
Right there.
Yeah.
That is a dangerous hit.
Yes. He's getting suspended for that one.
And no
He's
the
good.
game is
I'll be
over.
stunned if he doesn't.
He should. That was deliberate.
Oh, it's definitely deliberate. You can kill somebody doing that.
Just as you can get from that distance from the
Jeez.
boards.
I expect that from your father,
Yep.
not you. That's the way. His father was a dirty-ass player back in the day. Ty Domi. Max, can put the puck in it. That was bullshit. Florida has to be careful next game if Domi's even on the ice. But let's scroll up just one, Angel. This is Matt Tkachuk telling Willie Nylander he was going after him next game because of the Domi hit on Barkov.
Paul Maurice over here talking to Francis Chiron, saying that was deliberate. That was a deliberate tracking play. All right, now both benches.
Anyway, so 4 players: Max Domi for boarding, Panthers captain Alexander Barkov, Bobby McMahon for the Maple Leafs, Aaron Ekblad and the Panthers, and Brad Marchand on his 37th birthday. All got 10-minute misconducts as time expired right there. But nevertheless, the Florida Panthers even up the series. They blanked the Maple Leafs 2-0. Maple Leafs, I told you, it's inevitable. They're going to lose. May take 7 still, but they'll lose. Although they're going to have to find it, and they can't afford to have Max Domi out. And I think he's getting suspended for that. He should get suspended for that game. There is no question about it. No doubt about it. So 2-0 there. The series is tied at 2. Game 5 is back in Toronto tomorrow night. Meanwhile, Dallas and Winnipeg went at it yesterday as well. And let's see, where would I begin here? Winnipeg got the Jets on the board here, tied at 1.
Free to the circle. Velarde wants a knuckler wide. Wrap around. Connor scores! Kyle Connor ties the game at 1 as he wraps it around the net and tucks it past Jake Ottinger.
Yes, he tied the game at 1, but it wouldn't stay tied for very long. Let's see. Oh, this was an unbelievable Granlund. This was an unbelievable goal.
Up by Niederreiter, who takes the second penalty. Harley on high. Scores! On the delayed penalty, it's Thomas Harley.
From his knees on the assist there, absolutely unbelievable. That was 2-1 in the first period. Dallas up on top. And then we head to the we head to the third period. Dallas takes a 3-2 lead.
To the middle. Pass for Petrovic. And Rantanen got a shot away. And it bounces in off of Petrovic. It's another assist for Rantanen. And Alexander Petrovic has Dallas up 3-2.
Mikko Rantanen, right? He got an assist there. Can he score?
Granlund for hits. Enters the zone. Rantanen waits. Deeks. Deeks again. Scores!
Of course he can.
Mikko Rantanen makes it a 2-goal lead for the Stars.
Yes, Mikko Rantanen had a couple of goals, had a goal and 2 assists, including on the disputed tie-breaking goal. I didn't think it was that big controversial, but anyway, off defenseman Alexander Petrovic's skate, and was finally confirmed after a lengthy review. Dallas beat top-seeded Winnipeg 5-2 on Sunday. They take a 2-1 lead in the second round in the Western Conference Series. So anyway, great stuff, great game, great atmosphere in Dallas, great fans there. They win 5-2, and they take a 2-1 series lead in that one. But overall, Florida Panthers come back, take care of business at home. Brad Marchand the other night, 5-4 in overtime, gets the game winner. And it was Marshy's birthday yesterday. So after the game, he goes on with the TNT crew and talked about not only the game, but, where is it? You'll see it, Angel. It's, yeah, okay, you got it.
Yep.
Here's Brad Marchand. Turned 37 yesterday.
Brad Marchand.
I bet
Wait,
you were
hang
loving
on.
that, eh? I
Hang
bet
on.
you were loving that. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
guys. You can thank our crew, all big Brad Marchand fans. They came out here, decorated this
Appreciate
area
it.
of the desk here. I can't believe, first off, that this was your first ever game on your birthday, considering how many playoff games you've had. Our guys dug that up, but this
Really? I thought I've played on my birthday before.
should we?
Someone's getting fired.
Jazz, Jazz is done. Hey, Jazz, it's been fun. Brad Marchand just fired you. You're out. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Bye,
You fired
Jazz.
so
See you later.
You got to win. It's been a good night already. This team, listen, you were on winning teams in Boston, knew about playoff hockey. You played against this Panthers team. What have you learned about them in the playoffs, about their mentality in games like this, especially a team that went down 0-2?
Yeah, we've gone through. I've been through it on the other side. They're a very resilient team in here. I just think that we believe in what we have, and obviously you just take it day by day. Sometimes games goes your way, sometimes they don't. But every game's been a battle. I mean, you see it out there. It's very tight and aggressive. That's a lot of fun to be part of.
Marshy, happy birthday. It's Ace. I want to know, if anyone knows what it's like to face this Panther team, it's you. Kind of take us into what the Leafs are feeling right now. How hard is it to play against a team like that?
Well, I mean, it changes every year, obviously, with the different lineup. I just think that mentality, they just keep coming. The Leafs are the same way this year. They're, like I said before, they're built different, and they just keep coming. So I think both teams are built a little bit the same in that area where we're both resilient, which is making for a great series.
Brad, Hank here. I'm just curious to hear, how long did it take you before it felt somewhat normal walking into that locker room, wearing that jersey after 16 years? It must have been quite unique for you the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was. It honestly wasn't really until really close to playoffs. Even in the last few games, Paul was asking me if I wanted to sit and get some rest, and I just felt like I needed to keep playing to get a little more acclimated. And then once everyone came back in the line, we were being shifted around, and just the whole routine was different. But the last really 2 games of the season, I started feeling a little bit more comfortable, and which was great timing because once playoffs hit, the lineup was healthy and full, and we were able to start building that chemistry with the group, and just kind of in sync with everybody now. So it's been. It was definitely awkward, not awkward, but it was just different, right? Everything was different. But it was an incredible experience as well to come into a locker room that's built the way this one is, and have another great opportunity of being part of a great team.
Brad, it's Biz here. First off, happy birthday.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
And I have 2 questions for you. First one being, how much did Keith Yandel, local Boston guy, help get the team going by banging the drum pregame?
He's a legend. I had the pleasure of playing with him in juniors, and just an unreal guy. Legend all over this city, and even more of a legend back in Boston. So it's great to see him up there. I'm sure he can't walk anywhere around this building. He's a god here, so it was a treat to have him up there tonight.
And my follow-up is, you've been blessed to play for a lot of amazing coaches. What's it like being with Paul Maurice, and how does he rub off on the guys and ignite them in that locker room ready to take battle every night?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. There's a reason why he's one of the best coaches of all time. Just the message he portrays and the way he gets it across in the room, and the respect he demands. In the room, on the bench, it's pretty special playing for him. It's been a lot of fun, great experience, and obviously a lot of years playing against him. But it's pretty incredible when you get to play under a coach like that, up close and personal, and just see what makes him so great.
That's good. That's good.
Biz, you didn't sign the card
for there, and I got to tell you, and someone obviously who's grown up, rooting for the Bruins my whole life and everything else. I never felt the hatred, against Florida, or for me personally. I can't speak for everybody else, just for me, or Tampa Bay for that matter, because I love John Cooper, the way they present themselves as an organization, and same thing with the Panthers as well. If you are a Bruins fan, I can understand. There's probably those people out there that are going to root now for Florida because of Marchand. Similar, not quite maybe as big, but when Brady went to Tampa, you had a lot of Patriot fans. So much so that local radio stations in Boston were carrying Tampa Bay Buccaneer games. And they were getting ratings for it as well. But if you're just a hockey fan, if you're a Bruins fan, my brothers and sisters up there, if you can't appreciate Paul Maurice and the way the Florida Panthers and how they play, and God, I wish the Bruins had several of those players. You can hate on Bennett and Tkachuk, and I get it, just like people hated on Marchand and other players for the Bruins over the years. Everybody has those type of players. But, man, they are tough son of a bitches, boy. They are tough. And they are talented. They are well coached, and I think they're going to be on their way to winning this series against the Maple Leafs again. I'm just saying, as a hockey fan, as a Bruins fan, they're a tough. You may hate them, but man, you wish you were like them. You wish you were like them. They play tough. I see the Canadians. I just hate. I see the C and the H, and I can't stand it. And it goes back to even before. It goes back to when I was a kid. The Montreal Canadiens is the first team I ever hated. I don't know how it happened. It's not like my father, we were watching games, and when I played, said, the Canadians, you got to hate them. You got to hate them. It's somehow embedded in my blood, or like a lot of New Englanders. And you can't, it was just a rivalry. And then I got to appreciate the Red Sox-Yankees thing. I said, growing up in my house, my mom was a huge Yankee fan. My dad was a Red Sox fan. So I stuck with the Red Sox. Thank God for that. And but if you're a Bruins fan, you got to appreciate what the Florida Panthers are doing and how well coached they are. They really are. So I hope people are, and I'm sure a lot of people are rooting for Marshy as well to get there. And they very well might. And we've had these discussions with all my hockey guys and Mick Colagio and how much hockey the Panthers have played over the last 2+ seasons, getting the Stanley Cup Finals, winning it last year, getting it to the year before. And now they have tied this series with the Maple Leafs, and then they'll await the winner of Washington and Carolina, which is also going to probably go 7. This series will probably go 7 as well. I told you the Maple Leafs will lose in heartbreaking fashion. It's probably going to be Game 7 when they're at home. They probably will get an early 2-0 lead in the first period and then lose in overtime or double overtime. It is inevitable that they will lose. No question. Oh, Marie, thanks for checking. Thanks again, Pete and Prince, for such an incredible 70th birthday celebration for Dave. It certainly will be something he will be talking about for a long time. The Bill Russell will hold a special spot in his collection of memorabilia for Dave. Yeah, we knew that Bill Russell was his favorite player. My good friend Dave turned 70 the other day. Fantastic stuff. We had an unbelievable party. You talk about dinner parties of all dinner parties, Angel. And Marie just out. We all brought appetizers and everything else, but Marie, it was beyond restaurant quality food. Beyond restaurant quality. It was just amazing. She was amazing. And we had a really, really nice time. It was a beautiful night. Anyway, all right, 727-858-6650, 727-858-6650. When we come back, highlights from the pathetic National Basketball Association yesterday. It just was hideous, absolutely hideous to watch both games. The scheduling sucked. The play sucked. I've never seen, and you talk about the Cavaliers. Holy crap. How can you be down 41 points? I know Donovan Mitchell got banged up. There's other people. It was a weird type of game. There was a fight that I think was somewhat sort of unnecessary, a little pushing and shoving that I thought personally was a little unnecessary, but we'll get into it and a lot more reaction. Donovan Mitchell update, but the Cavaliers are down 3-1. Meanwhile, my Celtics are back in action tonight. You saw a completely change in attitude and no arrogance at all. They let the Knicks have it on Saturday. They were taking the ball to the hoop. I think you're going to see that type of play the rest of the way. And they were 20 of 40 from 3. They outscored the Knicks by 45 from the 3-point line. Knicks can't shoot free throws for shit. And I expect more of the same. They had a 31-point lead in that game. That's 3 games in a row. They've had at least a 20-point lead, 31 on game 3. It's not going to change, folks. The Knicks, I'm telling you, when you say, well, how can you say the Knicks aren't that good? Because, look, man, I'll give them a little bit of credit, but they've led the entire series in 3 games for about 12 minutes. That's it. And a lot of that came in game 1 and game 2 at the end. Yeah, the Celtics were arrogant in those 2 games. They were not arrogant at all. I think you're going to see the same type of effort. The Celtics are a superior team to the Knicks. It's just that simple. And I don't think they're going to let what happened in game 1 and game 2, as you saw in game 3, you're going to see the game 3 Celtics. And it's just, they're 2 buckets away from being up 3-0. And the Knicks have held the lead for 12 minutes. And guys like Kendrick Perkins and others who said they were done and blah, blah, blah. And it still absolutely amazes me. And I'm not counting the Cavaliers out yet either. Even though they're down 3-1, they got some, it depends on Donovan Mitchell if he comes back either tomorrow night or the next night to play. We'll get into all of that. And then, Denver and OKC, an absolute hideous game. How could you have 17-8 in the first quarter? I mean, you get that in the CYO with a bunch of second graders, doing that stuff in some church league. 17-8. Just condominium, Mason Convention City yesterday. Just awful. But we'll play the highlights for you and the lowlights and get you some of the reaction from the players and the coaches as well. I do want to tell you, Phil Castanetti, Sports World in Saugus, Mass. is New England's place to buy or sell the finest in sports memorabilia. For over 35 years, Sports World has offered the finest in sports collectibles. So get on down there to Fenway Sports World. You saw the picture of my buddy Dave with that beautiful Bill Russell jersey. That very rare to find an autograph, anything of Bill Russell, because he didn't do a lot of them. But you'll see it on my Facebook page. Great picture of it. But head on down to Phil Castanetti Sports World, 184 Broadway in Saugus. Call 781-233-7222 for more information. Sports World in Saugus, be there. He just doesn't have all Boston memorabilia, by the way. He's got everything, from a lot of teams and all the sports and any sport you can possibly think of.
Wait. Let me bring it up before we go to break.
All right.
I do this the right way here. All right.
Yeah, there's me. There's me. In case that's me with my buddy Dave, and that is and that picture is huge. I'm 6'2", Dave's like 6'3", but I mean that is a thing of beauty. And if you scroll, if you zoom in on it, which I'm not asking Angel to do that, you see the autograph on the 6 and everything else, and it says 11-time NBA champion. 8 as a player and 3 others, player, coach, and all that stuff. So. Unbelievable. So thanks to Phil. And thanks to everybody, Brian and Mary and Jim and Kim, Kurt and Darlene. We all chipped in for this, so it was great. And we knew that Bill was his favorite player, so that's why we did it. Great stuff. All right, pathetic NBA coverage coming up next. All the highlights and lowlights of the pathetic games that happened yesterday. That most people, unless you're in one of those 4 markets, OKC, Denver, Cleveland, or Indiana, you had no interest, and I don't blame you whatsoever. We'll also have a rundown as well in Major League Baseball. Nice wins by the Red Sox and the Phillies yesterday, and some other highlights as well. Shenanigans from TNT, as you might imagine. Charles Barkley goes off on when he goes to ESPN, what's going to happen when he goes there, how he is not going to change. Jordan Hudson, Miss Maine. Remember, reports came out she was banned after the show on Friday, banned from North Carolina. Maybe she's not banned from stepping foot on the campus, but she's banned from football activities. That much is clear. But we'll punch up the picture, Angel, when we come back from break. Bill Belichick sitting next to Jordan Hudson's father in Maine yesterday or on Saturday. It is awkward just to look at the picture. Anyway, all part of the Pete Sheppard Show here today on a Monday after Mother's Day on the Coastal Sports Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
Hey everybody, it's Pete Sheppard from the Coastal Sports Network. Want to tell you about my good friend Lou DiMuzio and his company. Lou is the president and founder of Ace Technology Advisors. They're big-time tech specialists. At ATA, they're able to craft, implement, and manage the best and most appropriate solution for your business. They leverage their industry-leading experience and their portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices and infrastructure. So you can get a hold of them at 888-59 888-599-4223. That's 888-599-4223. Check them out on their webpage, www.acetechadvisors.com. That's www.acetechadvisors.com. Or you can email them, sales@acetechadvisors.com. Check out my friend Lou DiMuzio and Ace Technology Advisors.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Don't spaz out because your team lost. Let Pete do it for you. Now, back to the Pete Sheppard Show.
Very brief rest at the 4:32 mark of the quarter. And now John Goble gets Sam Merrill and DeAndre Hunter. But look out, Turner comes to the defense of Matherin.
Well, you can see something brewing between those two the other night, and that has spilled in and over here to game 4. Definitely getting chippy. And this is important to keep your head.
Welcome back to the Pete Sheppard Show. Things got a little chippy yesterday, and Indiana's a blowout win over Cleveland, 129-109. We'll get to the more lowlights than highlights. Certainly all lowlights for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but just an absolute pathetic performance overall in that game. They are down 80-39 at halftime, 41 points, absolutely embarrassing in that game, and that it's just ridiculous. There, absolutely ridiculous. Pascal Siakam had 21. Miles Turner and Toppin each had a 20. And the Pacers tied an NBA record with a 41-point halftime. How in the hell can you lose by 41 at halftime? I mean, come on. This is a thing now in the NBA. We've seen like 4 hideous games. Not to mention the Celtics went up by 31 and 20 and 20. The other two, Memphis losing by 50, Miami losing by 50. They're down. These idiots are down by 41 points at halftime. I mean, come on. It's awful. They're up by 44 actually before settling for an 80-39 halftime lead. By the way, that's the largest margin at halftime since the Cavs were up on the Celtics back in 8 years ago in the Eastern Conference Finals in 2017. Again, Benedict
Arnold
was out, one of their best scorers, ejected for a flag in 2, just 7.5 minutes into the game. And then Donovan Mitchell missed the second half because of an injured ankle. Go ahead, Angel. What?
No, you said Benedict. I followed up with Arnold.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, anyway, let me see. This is, I think we have the video. We have the video. Hang on here. Because I didn't think this was, I don't know why there was such a huge retaliation here. And tell me what you guys think when you see this. Let me see. Where is it? Scroll down. It's going to be down the way. I thought I did. I thought I had the video of it, but I may not have had the video of it. I didn't put it up there. But anyway, there was a little brouhaha going on. If we could scroll down though to Charles Barkley, Angel, and it's right under. It's under awful announcing. Charles Barkley said he thought what the NBA did to the Nuggets was unfair. If we could play that video, and I totally get where he's coming from. Like I said, they had a Friday night and then Saturday after Friday night, then Sunday afternoon. I don't know. It just, like I said, the scheduling has been an issue as well. Do you see it, Angel?
Yeah, I had it. I got to hold on. Let me go back because there you go.
Okay.
I think two things. Number one, I thought what the NBA did to them was unfair. Making them play late Friday night, then an early afternoon game. I thought that was unfair. I truly believe that.
Both teams had to do it, though.
Yeah, but they got more depth. They got a much. OKC got 12 players.
Well, play more guys.
No, well, that's
and they're
on
younger.
Denver. And they're younger. But also, the Denver has never addressed their backup center situation or their bench. I think that's one of the things that hurt them last year because he gave out a gas last year against Rudy and Big Cat. So I don't think it's fair to blame everything on the Joker, but he has not played well, and I think he's wearing down.
The series.
I think two things. Number one,
yeah.
I thought what.
I mean, he's absolutely right. Darius Garland led the Cavs with 21 in the second game back from the injured toe. Mitchell finished with 12. And then Coach Kenny Atkinson will get him to a second. Said Mitchell will have an MRI exam today. But guys like. I'll tell you, the Cavaliers, DeAndre Hunter, you got 5 points from the free throw line, I think. You can't shoot 0 for 8, whatever the hell it is, and have no points. I mean, it's embarrassing. They can't, it's amazing. I'm not surprised that Cleveland is down the series 3-1, but it's how they've been losing. And I know that they were banged up yesterday, but wow, I mean, Indiana's a good team. Indiana is a very good basketball team. It's just the lazy media, especially nationally on ESPN, refuses to talk about it because, again, they'd rather talk about the stupid Lakers who are first-round losers to the Minnesota Timberwolves. instead of focusing in, and I don't know why they think it matters, the market that they play in. I don't know why. I mean, these people in the national media think if you say Lakers, it's going to move some ratings meter on you. It's just not that. I just don't think it's that big a deal anymore. I just don't. And you got these consultants and these people that work at these networks, and they don't get it. They absolutely don't get it. Let's see. From Barkley, let's scroll down one more, Angel, just right underneath that. And they talk about Djokovic, that he's being worn down.
So, and here's another thing I really don't like about what I'm seeing from Denver. It's one thing to shorten your rotation. I want to ask you guys about this. But it's another thing to only play 6 guys.
Yeah.
You know, when you do that, Ernie, it's so disrespectful to the rest of the guys on the roster. You're basically telling them that they can't play and you don't trust them. And I don't think you can go far when you have that approach.
Well, I think 2 things. Number one, I thought what the NBA did to them was unfair.
Okay, we saw this
making them play late Friday.
So that's good. Now, if we could scroll, Angel, right under the show, it's Kenny Atkinson, the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, on the Game 4 loss and an update on Donovan Mitchell.
Go back up.
Yep.
Right. Here we go.
What can you tell us about Donovan?
Left ankle injury. He'll get a MRI tomorrow.
So obviously there's just not much more you can say as far as availability.
I mean, no idea. I mean, obviously he couldn't go in the second half. So, see what the MRI.
All right. I thought we had more. I thought we had more than that.
Nope.
Is that the one right under the show?
Yeah, that was the one right under the show.
Because that's a minute and 41 seconds.
All right, sis.
We just paused by.
I imagine this would be one of those games where you don't watch much of the film. But what happened in the first half that just got away from
I mean, complete domination by them is really, it's kind of the story, kind of in every facet. It wasn't like, tactics or anything involved. They dominated us in every facet of the game, and that's why we got a 20-point game or really 30-point game.
Kenny, how did Donovan hurt his ankle?
I am not exactly sure.
And then we've talked about force, and that I think is kind of what you're getting at with the first half wasn't there. Why did you think you guys didn't have that tonight?
They dominated with their force. They raised their game to another level, and we didn't match it. We talked about it. We knew it was coming. I don't know. You try to prepare for these things. You try to prepare your guys mentally, but for whatever reason, they like I said, they were at another level. Their force was greater in every sense. There wasn't like, this aspect or rebound. I thought it was rebounding. Physicality. We were running our offense at half court. They had us pushed out. Couldn't get to our spots.
You get the idea. But we do have a little bit of breaking news. I saw there was a rumor about this earlier. Now it is confirmed.
Yep. I was just about to say the same thing.
Well, the NFL schedule, you're going to hear more leaks today, but it is announced that September 4th, the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles will open the 2025 NFL season Thursday night, September 4th against the Dallas Cowboys. That's for the Eagles, not the Dallas Cowboys. And we'll see if George Pickens is even on the team then. But, man, he had some stuff to say. So the Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia to open up the season on Saturday, September 4th. The other options were Commanders, Giants, Bears, Lions, Raiders, Rams, and Broncos. But
I would have gone Commanders.
No, they're going to pick. I'm not surprised they picked Dallas because they think Dallas is, Dallas going to move the needle. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. It doesn't matter who they play. It's football. We're talking about football in May, which is always a good thing. So September 4th, Philadelphia hosting Dallas. I mean, they weren't going to pick the Giants. The Bears still don't do it for me. I'm sorry. The Lions would have been an interesting choice. And, Raiders, Rams, and Broncos. I think it basically, it had to come down to Dallas, Detroit, or Washington, one of those three. So they picked the Cowboys. They're not America's team anymore, even though still people say that. It's bullshit. We all know that. The NFL is America's team. That's what it is. The NFL is America's team. Dallas Cowboys are not. Except for the phony baloney fans who have, jumped on board, for the last 15 years. Which I don't know why, because I won a playoff game, like one in that time. So, anyway. All right. So, there you have it. There's going to be more NFL news. There's going to be more schedule leaks coming up. The schedule comes out in 2 days, right? On the 14th?
14th.
Yep. That's 2 days from now on Wednesday, and it's going to be fantastic. But I'm sure you're going to see a lot of leaks between now and then. The NFL schedule announcements start today. They'll continue through Tuesday and Wednesday. In fact, they're announcing some on Good Morning America today, and then the Today Show, and then some other show now on CBS. So you're going to see some leaks maybe before we even get off the air this morning, which will probably be whenever it is.
I saw that, which it seems kind of goofy the way they're doing it. And I guess it's the NFL. They can do whatever they want. But yeah, I did see it. It was like selective shows were going to be leaking out different. Well,
they set it up. They set it up that way. The NFL says, CBS, Good Morning, you get this amount of games. Today Show, you get. They did that last year too. I don't like it either. It seems childish. It's stupid. Yeah. Oh, I guess Friday night game in Brazil, Chiefs versus the Chargers.
Yep.
The Friday night game in Brazil, according to
Chargers will win.
Who the hell knows?
I got $575 on a money line. Hasn't even caught up yet.
You don't even know what a money line is.
I sure don't. So it's even better.
But a backstory to the Cowboys-Eagles regular season opener, Adam Schefter reports a couple minutes ago. Since 2004, 20 defending Super Bowl champions have played in the first game to open the season. Those teams have gone 15-5 in those games, including the Chiefs' 27-20 win over the Ravens in last season's opener. And remember, that came down to a toenail or a size 10 shoe as opposed to a size 9 shoe that barely hit the goal line, but it or the out of bounds back of the end zone. But it did. It was the right call. But that was great last year. Okay. Before we do it, MLB run, I'm trying to think. So that's good NFL news right there. We have Cowboys at Philadelphia to open the season September 4th. The next night, Chiefs and Eagles in Brazil. Let me see. Let me scroll down to getting back to the NBA. Under clutch points, Angel, it's Denver Nuggets head coach, interim head coach David Adelman says that Denver losing Game 4 was not due to only playing in 36 hours. So he's not making any excuses, which I like, but nevertheless, I think there's some merit to it.
No, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to say that. I will say that I think both teams were very tired coming off an unbelievably physical overtime battle on a late Friday night. So if it affected us, it surely affected them as well. I mean, both of us had super tired legs. So it was about who's going to make that final run. And we got up 8. I thought we were making the push. And to their credit, they were the ones to make the final run. And we made mistakes late. You can call them mental mistakes, physical, whatever it was. We didn't play well enough the last 6 minutes to win a playoff game. No, right, I'm not going to say that.
I respect you for that, but this is the play. I only have the audio. Here's the little brouhaha fracas.
Very brief rest at the 4:32 mark of the quarter, and now John Goble gets Sam Merrill and DeAndre Hunter. Boy, look out! Turner comes to the defense of Mathurin. Well, you can see something brewing between those two the other night, and that has spilled in and over here to Game 4.
It is definitely getting chippy, and this is important to keep your head. We talk about the postseason being about who handles adversity best.
Then you got Miles Turner coming over, the shove from the back, coming to the defense of his teammate.
And you would expect that they're
alternate, and in the replay center, Justin Van Dyne and Zach Zarba tonight. Again, Hunter took contact right there. That kind of a little bit of a I don't want to say a punch, but the extension of the right arm from Mathurin.
I thought it was complete
DeAndre
flopping. I mean, that was nothing.
Into just a scenario. Again, I understand
a punch
wanting to
no
have
way.
get back, but you've got to do it in the course of the game. You can't do something as blatant as that. That just puts your team at such a disadvantage if you are ultimately ejected.
Obviously, the length of this delay.
After the personal foul, there's a dead ball contact by Mathurin where he extends a close-handed fist into the sternum of Hunter. He's being assessed a flagrant foul penalty 2 for this act. Hunter is being assessed a technical foul for the push to Mathurin and a technical foul on Turner as well. Therefore, play will be resumed with Hunter shooting 2 free throws for a flagrant foul penalty 2. It will be Cleveland basketball.
So Benedict Mathurin flake.
Part of what happens, you know, these are division rivals. There's a history between these two organizations. But that's also a significant loss.
I have a big fucking problem. Yes, I do! Yeah, a little brouhaha there, and an absolute hideous game. Embarrassing. Another embarrassing playoff win. Not that Indiana didn't deserve it, just an overall embarrassing playoff effort, let me rephrase, in the NBA. There have been some awful ones this year, embarrassing ones. Anyway, Angel, if we may scroll down, and it's under, you just played Dave Adelman. It's 2 down after that. Pedro Martinez made an appearance on NBA on TNT yesterday. And he had an offer for Charles Barkley. Right. And before you play it, let me just say, this is a real thing. Pedro used to talk about this. He has a green thumb. He likes to garden. This is not fake or anything like that, but here you go. He has a message for Chuck.
And before we get kicked off Facebook, this is not something live. This is a replay that is available over on X.
Well, we already played a bunch of TNT stuff, so if they want to kick us off, they would have already, so fuck them. Don't even worry about it.
I want to say hello to Chuck and Ernie and tell you how proud I am of both of you for doing such a great job in the podcast. But you know what, Chuck? I heard that you're not good at golfing. Even though I know it's entertaining, you're not doing good, man. You're more than welcome to come and clip my flowers with me anytime you want. We will have a great time in my backyard. You can bring Ernie, and we're going to have a great time. We can barbecue, have drinks. Yeah!
Pedro, I tell you what, I'm going to bring Ernie with me, and I'll let him cut the flowers, and I'm going to do the barbecue at the drinking part.
Yeah. We don't need anything well done.
Wait, does he really do his own gardening?
Oh, he loves to do that. He loves that.
It's called a hobby, Chuck.
Yeah.
Hey, gardening ain't no damn hobby.
Sure it is.
I keep telling you, gardening is not a black activity. I keep
well, Chuck,
am I right, Jay? Am I right?
Hey, listen.
I agree with you. Thank you.
Hey, it's not what we want to go. No, I'm going to leave it alone.
Gardening is not a black activity.
I'm going to write that down.
He's an absolute riot. Speaking of now, if we scroll down a couple more, this is interesting. In a recent interview on Outkick, Chuck talked about heading over to ESPN. That right there, yeah. And he's not going to change his style. You went by it. You just had it. It's under Joe's buddy.
I see it
right there. Yep.
Right here. Miss his face there for a second. All right, here we go.
Said I don't want to talk about LeBron James every freaking day, or Brett Favre, or Aaron Rodgers, or all the bullshit you got to talk about. I don't want to do that every day. Now you're going to ESPN, and you've been critical of ESPN, particularly their coverage of the Lakers. What are your thoughts as this is your last season heading over?
Yeah, Dan, I'm not going to change. I'm going to do what I want to do. Nobody's going to tell me what to say or what to do. I thought I get upset. They're like the Lakers are contenders. I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not contenders. You know, Kendrick Perkins, who don't know his ass from a hole in the wall. He's like, the Lakers are contenders. Lakers are contenders, and I said they're not contenders. And clearly, if you lose in the first round, you're not a contender. But I'm not going to change my personality. Ain't nobody. They can't fire me. I make too much money to get fired. So they can't fire me. First of all, they fire me. They got to pay me for 7 years, and I'm gonna quit way before then. But if they want to fire me, I would love for them to do that. The only decision we've been making is how long I'm gonna work, and I've been going back and forth with TNT for the last 2 months, whether I'm gonna work 2 years or 3 years. But if I really wanted to, I could stay for 7 years, which there's no chance of that happening. Zero. But I have made it. I'm making a decision whether I'm going to stay 2 years or 3 years, but it's more likely 2 years. But if they're going to fire me, they'd have to pay me for 7, which they're not going to do because I make too much money. So I'm not worried about getting fired. And nobody at ESPN is going to tell me what to say or do, period.
All right, that's
your stuff with Shaq.
That's good. So you get it. I mean, and it is going to be really interesting. And let's see if Perk changes his tune. And I don't know how you can. I was just so unbelievably shocked when he said the Celtics were going to be. They're all done. He wasn't the only one, but still, they're all done after the first 2 games. I'm like, RELAX, Aaron Rodgers. You know, calm down. And the Celtics showed who they really are all about in Game 3, and I don't expect that to change tonight at 7:30. Thank God. What else? Before we go to breaks, I want to do an MLB rundown. Actually, let's do that. We'll go to break, and when we come back, MLB rundown, we'll see if more NFL news. I believe one of these shows, I can't remember if today's show or CBS Good Morning, they all have, so one of those shows this morning is going to break some other new NFL schedule news that was assigned by the NFL. So as soon as we hear anything, we will absolutely let you know. When we come back, an MLB rundown as well. Pete Sheppard Show continues here on a Monday of the Coastal Sports Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
Hey everybody, it's Pete Sheppard from the Coastal Sports Network. Want to tell you about my good friend Lou DiMuzio and his company. Lou is the president and founder of Ace Technology Advisors. They're big-time tech specialists. At ATA, they're able to craft, implement, and manage the best and most appropriate solution for your business. They leverage their industry-leading experience and their portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices and infrastructure. So you can get a hold of them at 888-599-4223. That's 888-599-4223. Check them out on their webpage, www.acetechadvisors.com. That's www.acetechadvisors.com. Or you can email them, sales@acetechadvisors.com. Check out my friend Lou DiMuzio and Ace Technology Advisors.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The Pete Sheppard Show. It's fun for the whole family, if it's dysfunctional.
Stick handle away from the Chuck. Good gap by him flat. Bennett with Verhage. Bennett drives it, moves it. He scores! What a goal! Sam Bennett brings the house down. 2-0, Florida.
And it's a turnover, trying to move this at the blue line, and then Bennett, as the turnover goes, quick transition, and the patience. And so you talked about the pump fake on Wall, who's so aggressive. Well, Sam Bennett does exactly that as he outweights him, but it starts with a great play, holding their own blue line, and then back the other way, as the Panthers able to extend their lead.
Yes, great night for the Florida Panthers last night. Even up their series with the inevitably about to lose the series, Toronto Maple Leafs. And will crush the dreams of Paul Bissonnette once again. It's just a matter of time. Another shutout for Bobrovsky, who had 23 shots, his 5th career playoff shutout. Carter Verhage and Sam Bennett scored, and the Panthers won 2-0 last night. Again, Florida has won 25 consecutive playoff games when leading after 2 periods, streak that goes back to May 5th of 2022. Maple Leafs, meanwhile, are, what did I see? They are 3-14 in Game 4 games when they're down 2-1. So there's just all these stats against Toronto. They have to prove it to me. And so far, the script is gone just about to plan here for this series. I think it's probably going to go 7, as I said before that. But now the Panthers have all the momentum. Scott says, Pete, an old WRKO fan living in Thailand? Hey, Scott, He's living in Thailand. Wow. Thailand, hello. What time is it in Thailand?
What are they? Like 14 hours in front of us or something?
So those of you who know, the WRKO was our sister station at Entercom back in the day. It was WEI, we were all sports, and WRKO was all news. Howie Carr, great guy, and his show, he does a wonderful job over there. And so they were one of our sister stations there. So Scott, I'm sure I remember you. But, you didn't work there. You're an old WRKO fan. Okay. Well, Scott, hey, thanks for checking us out here. Hope things in Thailand are going well. Good food. Good food.
That's right here. There was something. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Since yesterday was Mother's Day, let me go back to this. What did I see? First of all, not only dang it. Hold on. Let me do this again. Sometimes things go by too quick. Not only, obviously, is this a fantastic picture, but so everyone can see. How about this super dapper gentleman? Goodness gracious.
That is me and my mom, who's since passed, my Mama Lucia. Yep, that is me. I think I was 14 or 15 years old, obviously going to some formal dance at my high school. Yep, that's Mama Lucia. Yep, she passed away a few years ago. Yep.
That's an awesome picture.
Yeah, isn't that a good picture?
Yeah, it is. It was really good. I'm like, wait, Pete, back in the day. So you gotta bring those up whenever you have the opportunity. But yeah,
well, if you look at the other picture, look at the one when I'm really little at Christmas time. It's also on my Facebook page. You want to see funny? I mean, you got to understand. My dad has passed away. That's Mama Lucia up on the top left. That's my sister Andrea. I am 5 years old. That's me on the right. Look at that fancy vest I'm wearing. And look at, so obviously it's around Christmas time. That's my mom in the upper left, and my sister Andrea, who looks much different now. Obviously, now you gotta understand. My father and his brother-in-law, my late great Uncle John, my Aunt Olga, who's also passed. My father and my Uncle John were notorious. They were wonderful fathers, wonderful family men. But back in the day, obviously no cell phones. They were notorious, Angel. Look at can you see the date on the top of that picture? It says April 1972. Yet it's Christmas. If you look at it, right? It says April, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. My father and my Uncle John were notorious for taking pictures around holidays or birthdays, and then you wouldn't see him until that. So that's why that picture was taken. I didn't know my reputation. My dad, my uncle taking pictures would take so long until you see some of these now. When I got older, it became a big joke. Yeah, we'll see those Christmas pictures. Yeah, we'll see those on 4th of July. That used to be the big joke. But there you see, it's January, 4 months after Christmas. And
sure
But look at my outfit. Zoom in on my outfit. I mean, that is styling back at 5 years old in 1972, baby. Styling. Style, I say.
Was that the age of Aquarius?
Well, I'm an Aries, but my dad was an Aquarius, yes. My sister's a Leo. But anyway,
that's terrific.
I had huge blue eyes, and wonderful eyelashes back then. All the older chicks loved them. Whenever I get my hair cut or anything like that, if you zoom in on my eyes, Angel, I had a huge. I don't know if you can zoom in anymore. You may not be able to.
That might be the furthest I can go in.
Okay. Anyway, but I had big blue eyes and big eyelashes. Anyway, thanks for that trip down.
You're welcome.
Laying there.
That's listen, Mom, I got to bring mine up. Mom sent me a couple pictures last week, maybe the week before. And it's like me and my sister. And of course, when we grew up, Pete, our era was completely different than what it is now. And I look back, not only was I an super anti-nerd, it's just the clothing from back in the day. I'm like, I'm surprised that Mom dug these pictures up. And I think she found one of my late uncle, my dad's brother.
Yeah.
And my dad. And my dad, so all the Martinez men were, as far as we're all alike, there's a lot of times we'll stand somewhere and a lot of people say, why are you angry? We're not angry. It's just our face. It's, the way we are. And if you look at a lot of my dad's pictures, like back in the day, it always looked like he was angry. I'm like, he's not an angry man. He's just, that was his just natural look. Him and my uncle, unless you told him to smile, you would just stand their face like,
yeah,
I'm here. That's it. But yeah, I got to bring those up. And my sister, I probably have to get my sister's permission because a couple of the pictures from way back in the day, they are funny looking, but I'll have to bring them up. Mom's got a ton of them. I have to, next time I go down to Fort Myers, matter of fact, I'll probably have to bring the album over to your house so you can see a lot of the stuff that goes on, but it was good pictures.
Well, how was Mother's Day for you and Deb?
Good. Other than traveling, but it was good. Debbie was able to be with her mom and the nephew, her sister, at her mom's house. So that was a good time for them. And it was kind of low profile-ish, but just traveling. Oh, and it reminds me, I can't put it on the air as of yet, but if I remind myself after the show, I'll have to send you, because, after the show's over, for those who don't know either, there's a little bit of hustling that I do after the show's over in the morning.
Yep.
There's 2 names that I have to send to you. And you would think they're made up stuff, but you have to have real names in order to get things to come to your house. You're going to probably laugh more at the second name versus the first name.
Okay. All right.
Rick, you missed it. Eagles are right now are playing the Cowboys for the home opener.
Home opener, yep. That is the one scheduled week. And the Chargers and the Chiefs will play the next night in Brazil.
Yeah.
That's what we know right now. Let me see. I'm trying to find. Well, Andrew, you want to scroll? You have to scroll down. Well, I don't know if you really even have. We don't have to even put but Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend Jordan Hudson has been named second runner-up at the Miss Maine USA pageant. He was in the front row cheering her on. I thought I tweeted out a picture. Yeah, there it is. All right. Great.
Yeah.
I thought I tweeted out a picture. Maybe I didn't. Bill Belichick sitting next to her father. It looks completely awkward. I thought I saw it, but I did. But I thought I reposted it, but I did not. This comes after reports coming up 3 days ago that North Carolina banned Jordan Hudson from the football facility, and Belichick's family has been digging into her as well. Well, we told you that. I'm sure none of the kids are real happy about it, particularly probably his daughter, but regardless, my understanding is, she's been banned from she's not banned, she can step on campus. She's just banned from being around the football team. That's all, blatantly like she was, and rightly so. I mean, what's his name? Bubba, the president there, Bubba. What the hell's his name? I can't remember his last name off the top of my head, but they're not gonna put up with it down there. They don't want that type of PR. It's just not gonna happen. So. Let me see. Any more leaks before we get to MLB rundown?
Oh, hang on. Mm-hmm. If this is the one you're talking about here, dun, dun, dun. Let me go to this and this and
that's it. Yeah. Good job. That's it. How freaking awkward is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's just. It's too weird. It's way too weird. It looks like he's next to maybe a 35-year-old, 40-year-old.
It could be her father's father.
Exactly.
Just think about that. Oh my God.
Well, imagine. Thank God that wasn't Father's Day. Imagine that for a Father's Day picture on the day of a pageant. That would have been even worse than what it is right now. That's bizarre.
All right, so the other NFL news that happened over the weekend was yesterday. Former wide receiver for the Steelers, George Pickens, talking about being traded to the Cowboys, and he went off. I mean, look, Mike Tomlin dealt with Antonio Brown. There were a lot of shenanigans we all know that were going on and off the field that he kept quiet and to protect the organization. But what does it tell you? He's probably like, I'm not going through this bullshit again. I can't do it, So if Mike Tomlin can't handle George Pickens, what makes you think that he's going to fit in Dallas? And I mean, really, seriously, good luck. And on Sunday, yesterday, he went off on his former team. He said, quote, They the cheapest organization. Ain't no stacking year after year. They gone. Let them N-word go too soon. It's time. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I get. Yeah, they are the cheapest organization. Ain't no stacking year after year. They're gone. Let them N-words go too soon as it's time. LMAO. And there's a couple of crying emojis. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck, my friend in Dallas. Somebody said, George Pickens' statement translates to, the Steelers don't consistently build their team year after year. They let players go too early, and it's time for a change. This reflects his frustration with the Steelers roster management, particularly after his trade at the Cowboys. That's according to Grok. Did you follow Grok, Grok?
Yeah.
Is that like an AI thing?
Yeah, so it's Elon's version of not AI, but it's actually his version of like basically Google search.
Okay.
And a lot more reliable.
Yep. All right, let me see if we have, before we do a baseball rundown here, see if we have any more breaking news. Nope. Nope. Not at all. Nada. One last thing before we go to do, I do this a little Patriots thing I wanted to do. Will Allen, Angel, if we could scroll down. Will Campbell, I should say Will Allen. Will Campbell on what the Patriots need to change the team, and people are asking about having fun. It's under. You see, it's under. Yeah, this is it. We'll just play this real quick. This is. I love this guy. I love this kid.
Will, off the field, have you gotten any chance to explore the New England or maybe plans with Drake? Like, where's that fun gonna happen? You mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, they're out of town right now, so it's just rookies and stuff right now. But I'm worried about football right now, so we'll worry about fun later. But just getting here, getting to know, like I said, all the rookies, all the guys that are here right now, and getting a feel for this thing, and that's what I'm worried about right now.
Did you know there's mountains and beaches, stuff like that here in New England?
It's a little cold and rainy for a beach.
Will,
all right, I love that. Absolutely,
LSU kid, correct?
Yeah, LSU kid, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, this guy allowed 2 sacks and 890 snaps last 2 years. 890 snaps, allowed 2 sacks at left tackle. Unbelievable. Let's see, when was this?
How about the?
Right. Go ahead.
How about for? It cracks me up still with the whole Shedeur thing, but now that more fans are trying to come out saying, "Well, New Orleans passed up on it." I forgot the kid that ended up selecting in the first.
Shaw, the quarterback from Louisville, who I think is an excellent quarterback. I've been touting him. I told you, I said, whoever gets that kid is going to get a steal. He's going to have a chance to compete for the starting job.
Well, the funny part about it is they're not bringing up the ones obviously he's connected with his wide receivers or running back or anything else. They're bringing up the misses and then one missed pass on during the combine. And he just cracks me up like, you pass on Shedeur to get this kid, and then Derek decides to retire. I'm like, first of all, that's Derek's choice to decide to retire. Did he set it up that way? Probably not. And if he did, oh well. Either way, New Orleans went with what they went with. But the whole thing still with Shedeur is like, you guys, Cleveland chose him. Cleveland's got him. They're going to do what's the right thing with Shedeur. So knock it off with the whole still trying to make it about this, that, and the third.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I told you, it's more likely than not that he's going to be the starter because it's not going to be Dylan Gabriel, it's not going to be Joe Flacco, and it's not going to be Deshaun Watson. Okay, so he's probably going to be it unless he really, really sucks in camp. He's going to be the guy, no question. He is going to be the guy. All right, let me see here. Let's do a little MLB rundown. Let me find my music. Oh, yes. Let's start. Little MLB. Saw my Red Sox yesterday. Playing good baseball again. Top of the 4th inning.
Abreu hammers one to deep right field. Waters goes back, and it is gone. Willier goes deep to tie the game in the 4th.
And then a little bit later on, Rafi Devers, who has been on fire since John Henry flew over to Kansas City a few days ago to talk to him about playing first base. All he did that after that was go 5 for 5, and he hit a bomb yesterday.
You're very much 26 years old.
That's too loud.
Rafi clubs one in the air to center. Isbell goes back. It is gone! Oh, my God. Absolutely crushed by Devers. Did you see where that hit? Did you see where that landed? That ball is demolished. 440 feet for Rafi.
Dead center out there in Kansas City. Red Sox go on to win by a score of 3-1. So Rafi has been absolutely on fire. And yesterday also, Lucas Giolito pitched into the 7th inning. First win since 2023. Looked really good yesterday. And the Red Sox will win by a score of 3-1. Meanwhile, later on last night on ESPN on national TV, believe it or not, of course, ended up being the Phillies blanking Cleveland, but it was all about Kyle Schwarber offensively. Oh, come on. It's not my fault. Ugh.
12 homers for Kyle Schwarber, 29 runs batted in. He's reached base in 45 straight. Swing and a drive. Right field. Touch of all time, Kyle Schwarber. 13th of the year, and a no doubt about it bomb to right. 1-0 Philadelphia.
All right, thanks to ESPN, but he was not done. We head to the top of the 8th.
Base with a homer, and this one is to center and deep. Martinez at the wall. He's done it again. Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle?
Second home run of the night. A huge 2-run shot here, and the Phillies behind Schwarber now lead it 3-0.
How about Kyle Schwarber? Not missing it left on left, and one of the big reasons.
Yeah, thanks to ESPN right there. Now, one of the other incredible stories over the weekend, we know that Bud Black got fired as skipper of the Rockies. They started off 7-33. Did you see, Angel, a progression of scores from Wednesday to Saturday? They lost. They gave up 8 runs and then more every single. They gave up 8 runs, 10 runs, 13 runs, and then lost 21-0 on Saturday. They were huge underdogs in this one yesterday. They fired the manager, and guess what? The Rockies win. The Rockies win.
As an umpire, big league umpire, you wouldn't do it?
Oh, boy. Take a good look. You won't see this one for long. McMahon reaches the seats. Home run number 6. April showers bring May flowers.
That's the idea. Max says he's a goldfish, Drew. He's got a short memory, right? He doesn't remember April.
Anyway, Patrick Saunders afterwards interviews emotional Herman Marquez after the Bud Black firing.
Besides the fact that you had a nice bounce-back performance today, I'm sure that's overshadowed by the news that Buddy got fired. What are your emotions right now?
I mean, it's kind of sad I've been with Buddy, from 17. Yeah, me, Kyle, Sansa, Ryan. It's kind of hard, man. Spend a lot of time, a lot of years with that guy, a lot of advice, up and downs. But, it is what it is, kind of baseball like this, and we have to keep moving forward.
When did you find out? Was it after the game or even during the game? Did you have anything with the staff?
Yeah, it was after the game. We had a meeting and.
7-33. That is it's just pathetic. I felt bad for the player. I mean, Bud Black. Everybody loved Bud Black, but anyway, it was time. The Minnesota Twins playing excellent baseball lately.
Hammers this one high and deep to right field. This one back towards the wall, and that ball is gone, a home run. On a curveball, Brooks Lee has just made this a 1-run game. It's 3-2 Giants here in the 4th.
Well, I think that pink bat will be going to Liz Lee. Happy Mother's Day. Great swing right there. Gets you right back in. And all it took was one infield hit, disrupt the timing of Roop, and make him deal with pitching with a runner on base. And then Brooks Lee, after the long at-bat, saw a lot of pitches, got a lot of information that first time up. Was able to get something that he could turn on, hit the...
Thanks to the Twin Sports Network. We head to the bottom of the 10th inning. The Twins are down 6-5.
The yard takes over at first base. Towards the hole. Chapman off the body. France will score, and Jeffers is thrown out. It's 6-6.
Well, this is what that contact play does. Even the best third baseman defensively in the game gets kind of rushed here. Just a...
All right, and then one batter later.
Shoots this one fair inside the left field line. And Deshaun Kersey Jr. swings away and walks it off. And Brooks Lee scores.
And that is 8 games in a row. The Twins have won 8 in a row. Nice job there, my man Rocco Baldelli and the Minnesota Twins getting it done. Houston blanks Cincinnati by a score of 6-0. Told you about the Red Sox over KC, 3-1. Texas and Detroit. And it was mostly Texas in this one.
Rangers in particular is the 2-2. And that one is pulled out to left field. Long run, Riley Green. He's back in. That is gone. Another home run. Third of the game for the Rangers. And High makes it 6-0. Boy, his bats have come alive.
Thanks to the Ranger Sports Network there in Milwaukee and Tampa Bay in a tight one until it wasn't.
And now Contreras goes the other way. That one is way back and gone for William. The Brewers go back-to-back to take the lead. First extra base hit for William Contreras in almost a month.
Oh, that was loud off the bat from William. Oh, that was a...
Yeah, Christian Yelich had a solo shot as well right before that. Milwaukee doubles up Tampa Bay by a score of 4-2. St. Louis over Washington 6-1. Pirates over Atlanta 4-3. White Sox and Miami went at it as well.
Elko hits this one hard. Left field, going back. It is gone. Welcome to Chicago, Tim Elko. His first big league home run. And he gives the Sox the lead here in the 6th inning. First we get the Pope. We find out he's a Sox fan. Now Tim Elko.
Yeah, we were fed disinformation. We were told that the Pope was... newly elected Pope was a Cubs fan, grew up in the south side of Chicago. Not the case at all. Pope is absolutely a White Sox fan. Earlier, though, in this game, Will Venable, the manager of the White Sox, had a disagreement.
A little more leeway. That one a little lower.
Yeah, even if you're a pitcher's ump, that one was way out of the zone. And here comes Will, and I think he was given the boot. I think Bill Miller.
Or maybe it was Marcus Timms, because Marcus Timms and someone else has now been ejected.
I think both. I think both. We'll see.
All right. Meanwhile, the Mets and the Cubs yesterday, mostly Mets in this one.
Matthew Boyd now with 8 strikeouts, a season high. Mark Vientos tries his hand and he launches one to deep left field. Suzuki back near the wall. It's out of here. Last night it was Brett Beatty hitting 2 home runs and driving in 5. Tonight it's his good friend Mark Vientos laying down his mark.
All righty, thanks to Roku with the call there. All right, Angel, let's take another quick break. And when we come back, we'll wrap up. I've got some more NFL news to tell you about. But quick break, and then we'll close out the show today, the Pete Sheppard Show, with some more NFL news on the Coastal Sports Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
Hey everybody, it's Pete Sheppard from the Coastal Sports Network. Want to tell you about my good friend Lou DiMuzio and his company. Lou is the president and founder of Ace Technology Advisors. They're big-time tech specialists. At ATA, they're able to craft, implement, and manage the best and most appropriate solution for your business. They leverage their industry-leading experience and their portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices and infrastructure. So you can get a hold of them at 888-599-4223. That's 888-599-4223. Check them out on their webpage, www.acetechadvisors.com. That's www.acetechadvisors.com. Or you can email them, sales@acetechadvisors.com. Check out my friend Lou DiMuzio and Ace Technology Advisors.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Don't spaz out because your team lost. Let Pete do it for you. Now, back to the Pete Sheppard Show.
Hey, back here on the Pete Sheppard Show here on the Coastal Sports Network. A final couple of minutes here as we have gone through everything that happened in sports basically over the weekend. And tonight, more Stanley Cup playoff action. Washington, Carolina, with the Hurricanes leading that series 2-1. Vegas at Edmonton. The Oilers up in that series 2-1. What a win by Vegas the other night on the 0.4 seconds left on the clock. And the NBA tonight, as we told you, it's the Celtics and the Knicks. I look for another double-digit win by the Celtics. It's just the Knicks have only led in 12 minutes for this entire series. And I think you're going to see a very similar game plan, Game 3 with the Celtics that we saw in Game 4 for the Celtics that we saw in Game 3. Kristaps Porzingis put out a tweet the other day asking fans to basically to bear with him while he goes through this respiratory problem, anything else. And everything else. He's been obviously in limited minutes. He still has a presence out there, particularly on the defensive end. And even on the offensive end, he's fine. The only one not playing tonight, as far as I know, is Hauser, who's out again. Look for the Celtics. And Tatum still hasn't had one of his 40, 30-plus point games, and he's due. But just everybody give me, they had 5 guys, I think, score 15-plus points the other night. I expect more of the same for the Celtics tonight. And then later on, after that game, around 10 o'clock at night, you will have the Minnesota Timberwolves looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead at Golden State. Be careful in this one, T-Wolves. I think you're going to win the series. I picked in 7, but Golden State without Steph Curry, got to contain Jimmy Butler, and Ant-Man, do your thing, and you should be okay. You should be able to beat this team without Steph Curry. But why do I get the feeling this one's going to come down to the wire? And then maybe even head to overtime. Be careful this one tonight, T-Wolves. 5.5-point favorite. Not saying you have to win by 6. Just get her done. Let's get her done. All right, the NFL news, we told you about that. We know of so far is that the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, on September 4th, will host the Dallas Cowboys. And then the following night on Friday in Brazil, it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Also, the NFL's broadcast partners will announce select games. This is how the week is supposed to go. I'm sure a lot of this is going to get leaked out before, but officially, NBC Monday on the Today Show is supposed to announce some stuff. Also, Fox on Monday and Prime Video on Monday. ESPN will announce Tuesday on Good Morning America, the ESPN games, all of them. CBS Wednesday on CBS Mornings, and Netflix on Wednesday. Also, I need my glasses with this. Damn it. Actually, maybe I don't because I can't. The NFL will also announce the international games on Tuesday on Good Morning Football and NFL Network. As previously announced, this year's games include 2 regular season games in London at forgive me. Yeah, at Tottenham, at the stadium there, Tottenham, featuring the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns as designated teams there. 1 game in Berlin, Germany, an Olympic stadium there with the Colts being a team there. 1 game in Madrid, Spain, home of the Real Madrid CF, featuring the Miami Dolphins. Where is he? Where's Charlie Brown? First ever regular season game in Dublin, Ireland at Croke Park with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1 game in Sao Paulo, Brazil at Corinthians Arena featuring the Chargers. And we all know that's going to be the Chiefs. And the Jacksonville Jaguars will also return to Wembley Stadium in London to operate a home game as part of the new multi-year appointment of playing a game in the UK. So there you have it. There you have it. Let me just double check one last time before we head on out of here. Anything else coming up? We've got some other announcements that are coming up on the network very soon. But the anything else coming up today on the network, the Coastal Sports Network, Angel?
Not today. Today's the usual repeat. Soon, also, I hope, if everything goes well, we'll also finally have the clothing line out soon, hats and other stuff. So that should be coming up here shortly. Nice. Just a lot of stuff to get done.
Rag, baby.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good amount of stuff to hopefully be coming out and everybody will enjoy. And as we always ask, is just, download the app right there on sr1029game.com. And we do appreciate the folks to not only listen in, but download the app, and along with watching the replays on the website and the audio download as the villages are enjoying our podcast.
Villages in Thailand this morning. My buddy in Thailand, Scott. Hello. Yes. Love that. Anyway, that's going to do it for the Pete Sheppard Show today. We'll be back with the full show tomorrow. Stay dry, everybody. We need some rain down here in Southwest Florida, but lots and lots of rain. Lots and lots of rain. Full show coming up tomorrow. Jay Flanley will be one guest and probably several others. Angel, I will keep you posted. Thanks to Angel Martinez. Thanks to me. Thanks to all of you for tuning in this morning on the Pete Sheppard Show. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'm back tomorrow at 7 a.m. on the Coastal Sports Network. See ya!